You're not on the field, court, or ice. You're on the couch. From PG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from a hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my Skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you not on the field. Court on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it make them mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Good evening and welcome to Coaching from the Couch, live from the studio. I am your host, CWall. I missed you all last week. I hope you all missed me, but at the same token, it was Thanksgiving, so I hope everyone had a wonderful time catching up with family and friends, and I hope you ate very well, because I know I did. But I'm back, and boy, what a difference 2 weeks makes? So I wasn't here. We already talked about this. I wasn't here last week, so we're here this week, and my, oh my, hasn't some things changed in the sports world around DC? So, okay, I'm going to jump right on in. See, the last time I saw y'all, or y'all saw me, however you want to say that, I had gotten all worked up about my Wizards. You know, I was talking about some good stuff. Then I started talking about the Wizards. And then because I was so, just stuck on the Wizards, I couldn't get to the Redskins. I had to rush through the Redskins conversation. And that was when the Redskins were up getting ready to face the Houston Texans at FedEx Field. And there was a lot of talk that week about the potential to go 7-3. There was some talk about the fans not coming to the games and all of that. There was a lot of that chatter going on. So I talked about that. Then that Sunday came, because this is what I have to do, because I haven't seen you all. Just let me stop while I'm in the middle of my story. I gotta bring y'all to where we are today. And I know this is going to be rehashing a lot, but this is what I have to do, because that's just what I'm going to do. The Wizards, I can't. Last time I saw y'all, I'm back. This is how stressed out they got me. So I'm back. 7-3, the opportunity to go 7-3 and keep the lead of the NFC East and all that good stuff. Fans not coming to the game, all right. That Sunday, this is a very nice day, November the 18th. I was there. The sun was shining bright. And things were okay. The Redskins looked like they were going to be doing all right. We see Vernon Davis drops a potential touchdown pass. Alex Smith throws a pick six, throws an interception, which resulted in a pick six. And then Alex Smith broke his leg. So I'm taking y'all all the way back here, because we got to rehash the past. We got to lead up, because it's all, I want my show to be like a journey. So this is the journey, okay? And see, I'm already getting antsy. And might have to lay back in my seat, like not lay back, but let's lean back in my chair, because it's making me nervous already. He broke his leg, right? All right. In comes Colt McCoy. And here's now where we start and we pick up, right? Alex Smith has broken his leg, thought he was out, going to be out maybe 6 to 8 months. Now it's going to be 8 to 10 months, probably be more like 10. Best wishes to Alex Smith. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're recovering. It's a very tough injury. It was gruesome. They weren't even showing it on the screens in the stadium. I was told they weren't showing it on TV anymore. It was bad. He's broken his tibia and his fibula. Hope I said that right. Colt is now the guy. Colt 45 is what they call him. They do. I mean, we know what Colt 45 is, but that's his name. Colt 45. That's the guy that is now the starting quarterback of the Washington Redskins. Colt comes up. There's no backup. So what do the Redskins do? Of course, they call up people, but let me just say this. Because I've heard a lot about the whole decision about who they chose to be the backup quarterback. They did hold, quarterback tryouts that Monday. They did share, meaning it's only one person, Coach Jay Gruden shared. He needed somebody that was familiar with the offensive coaches. So in my mind, I said, oh, well, that's Mark Sanchez. So Mark Sanchez is now the backup quarterback, right? Now let me stop for a moment on Mark Sanchez, because what I forgot about was that Mark Sanchez was suspended at the beginning of the season for performance enhancing drugs, and he was, he had a very nice, message on his social media about that, and he was truly disappointed, and it was just not a good situation. But he was suspended. So he came back from his suspension. He's a free agent. Mark Sanchez is best known for the butt fumble. He's the butt fumble quarterback. It's a big joke, but if you ever just Google butt fumble, Mark Sanchez is going to come up. Okay? He is. Google it. Butt fumble. Mark Sanchez comes up. So I understood the picking up of Mark Sanchez. Did I like it? No, but I got it. I understood that. Because it was a short week. They were playing in Dallas on Thanksgiving. They needed somebody. And the only criteria that I heard was they needed somebody that was familiar with the coaches on the team. That's Mark Sanchez. Out of who they contacted, that was Mark Sanchez. Please keep in mind I said out of who they contacted. That was Mark Sanchez. All right, okay. So, Thanksgiving, last Thursday, AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World, Redskins versus Dallas. Did not go well for the Redskins, right? This is a big game. I feel like every game is a big game. The NFC East is always at stake as far as I'm concerned. And this was an opportunity for the Redskins to just put the Cowboys out of their little misery and don't just bust all their hopes and dreams as far as I was concerned. They had the opportunity to do that. Dallas was the favorite to win, and they did. But we got to talk a little bit about that game last Thursday, because there's a big game this coming Monday night. Another opportunity for the Redskins to prove themselves, because they're always, it seems like to me, in a position where they have to prove themselves. And it's another division game against the Philadelphia Eagles. But let me talk about that Thursday game. Congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys fans. Y'all won. All right, cool. We split this season. Good for y'all. But what was troubling, it wasn't Colt. Yes, Colt had 3 costly turnovers. Every turnover is costly. And his were definitely costly. But it was the knowledge that they didn't practice that week. And some people say, well, it's a short week. You don't want to risk injuries. You don't want to risk this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. Understood that. But this is somebody who has not been in the starting position in 3-4 years. He hadn't had any practice. We're hearing all of this about no reps and no this and no that. You got a new backup that just came in, and all you did was walkthroughs, and it showed. What was good about Colt is that Colt's going to take some risks, right? But all risks aren't good risks. You don't know until you take it. But at any rate, he was in a position where he was actually trying to really utilize the receivers. We saw some great things. I mean, I've been an advocate. People talk to me outside of the show. I really, really like Trey Quinn. And I like all those guys. I like all of them. Are they the receivers that's going to go out and get it out the sky? No, that's not them. But they're effective, and I feel like they should be utilized more. And so we saw some good things. We saw some flashes, but we also saw some mistakes. And with taking more risk, that means the potential for more turnovers. And that's exactly what we saw. That was also something that should have been, I hate to say it, kind of expected. Cole hasn't practiced. He hasn't practiced all week. This is a spotlight. I know he was nervous. He's in the home state of Texas. So I'm not putting anything on last week on him at all. The Washington Redskins defense is what threw me completely off. Okay? I keep looking down here because I'm looking at some stuff and I don't even know. And these are my notes. And I'm like, what's going on here? So, this is why you don't like talking about old stuff. But you have to learn from your mistakes. So you have to discuss it, right? To understand even what's going on now. So I'm just playing back everything that has happened. So the defense that was rated so high, I mean, dogging people. Shut Ezekiel Elliott down, at FedEx Field. Those guys, I'm still very impressed with the defensive line. What I'm hoping isn't transpiring, because that was a short week, is that they gave us their best at the beginning of the season, and now as the season is continuing to go on, they're tired. Because one thing that has been consistent, though, at least through the backfield, are missed tackles. Okay? I was so frustrated, but I tell people all the time, you play like how you practice. So if you in practice like you playing tag you it, it's supposed to stop. Whenever somebody they supposed to stop moving. And so that's what was happening. It was like they was just tagging somebody up, play over. No, not in the game, not in the live game. You supposed to tackle them. You supposed to take them down. They wasn't doing any of that. Quinn Dunbar was hurt. And everybody's excited. This is a big game, right? Quinn Dunbar, I saw it on the very first drive. I said, he can't run. So at what point should Quinn Dunbar have come out the game? This is all going to make sense in a minute. I'm like, what was it worth, right? So you got one of your top corners. He's hurt, clearly. Everybody running past him. You made Amari Cooper, and I'm going to go ahead and say this, look like he was worth that first round pick. I'm like, who Amari Cooper? You see, this is when you start giving people hope that don't deserve it. I'm going to go ahead and say that out loud. Okay? But that's what the Redskins did. So I can't talk about Colt as much as I have to talk about the lack of effort from a defense perspective. Ezekiel Elliott literally ran all over them. It was embarrassing. We saw Dak Prescott with an incredible touchdown, but he broke like 3 tackles. I'm like, well, what? Broke like 3 tackles. We're seeing a decline, people. And I'm wondering to myself, did the Redskins give us the best they had defensively? Now, these are some things that we also called, right? We said the offense has got to step up at some point because the defense is not going to be able to hold it down like this for 16 games and into the postseason. They're just not. And they shouldn't have to every week, quite frankly, in my opinion, they shouldn't have to. But some of those things that we saw last Thursday were troubling. A lot of people talking about, I was kind of excited when the Redskins picked up Clinton Diggs. Clinton Diggs is not playing. He's doing all right, but he's in a new defense. He's in a new scheme. He's learning the terminologies. I think he's doing okay, but in that Dallas game, well, none of them doing okay. For real, as far as I'm concerned. We saw, a couple of sparks. It's always a spark. Of course, Matt Ioannidis is always going to do his thing. But he got hurt. He's injured right now. And it's just, what happened last Thursday can't happen on Monday. So let me move on from Thursday. Because I already done told you that can't happen on Monday. We going to get to Monday in a minute. So as a result of that game, DJ Swearinger, everybody knows DJ Swearinger Sr., excuse me, if you're watching, my bad. DJ Swearinger Sr., I got to say that right. He talks a lot after the games. And he talked about the lack of effort, people laughing, joking. Now that has become another distraction as far as I'm concerned, another unnecessary point to talk about. I come from the school of thought, it's only bad if it isn't true. So if it's true, it is what it is. But the thing of it is, at what point is something going to happen as a result of one of your defensive captains, one of the captains of your team, continuing to talk about this and complain about this week after week? I don't care if you're talking about the players or the coaches. When is somebody going to listen to what he's saying and actually take it to heart and say, okay, we got to dig deep. We got to take this seriously. We got to put our best selves out there. Because at the end of the day, people may have asked some of the players, were you offended? Were you offended? Maybe they can be offended, but what's the point of being offended if it's true? DJ is a competitor, so he's going to be fired up. He's going to be passionate every time he comes on the field. He's a no-nonsense guy. He's a flat-out dog out there. That is just him. He's talking like that all the time. So this is not like new news. He talks like that. That's just him. He's just a talker, right? So if this is what he's doing, this is what he's saying, when is somebody going to take that seriously and say, okay, he's right? Because what we not going to do, and even though I may have agreed with some of Josh Norman's comments about the fans and what DJ Swearinger said about the fans not coming to the games, what we not going to do is you complain about the fans not coming to the game and then you out here getting smoked on Sunday. People can sit at home and watch you get smoked. So they don't have to come to the stadium to watch you get smoked. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing of it. You can't say one thing and then not show up, because now you're sending a conflicting message. People can find better things to do with their money, just straight up. So while people may, definitely complained about what DJ is saying, I understand what DJ is saying, but at the same token, he has to understand the consequences of that. You're going to keep talking and people going to get tired of it, which they are. And also stop losing and maybe people will come out. There's that. So then that's that drama. Then how much more time? I got one. Okay. So then comes, let me just get right to it. The Redskins, which everybody knows, picked up Reuben Foster from the San Francisco 49ers cut him. He is allegedly in a domestic violence assault with his girlfriend over the last weekend in Tampa. So he was locked up over the weekend. The 49ers cut him. He hit the waiver wire. The Redskins was the only team that piqued any interest. They picked him up. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You're coming off your quarterback, your starting quarterback, who has a rack of guaranteed money to him, whether he plays or not, is out. At least we know he's out through the beginning of next season. We know that. We hope he comes back, but let's just be realistic for a moment. Can we please? You're dealing with that. Colt is the starter. You got Mark Sanchez as your backup. You got the drama with DJ's comments offending people. Then you had all the fan stuff. Fans don't come together. You got all that drama. And then you pick up a guy who was just in jail for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend. Let me just get it out. I don't support the move. I've been talking to people, and people may not like my stance. I mean, it is what it is. Just we all got opinions, and so that's what that is. But it's not so much. Let me be clear about something. Let me back up. Reuben Foster, I was a Reuben Foster fan when he was at Alabama. So let me be very clear. I'm well versed in his athletic ability. When San Francisco picked him up, he has been injured a lot, while at San Francisco. And he's also been in trouble a lot in the last 2 years. So in my mind, I'm like, dang, we dodged a bullet because we got enough of our own problems. Let little Kyle Shanahan deal with that over there on the West Coast. Good for, let them deal with that. There's no doubt in my mind they didn't provide him with a lot of support and everything he needed to be successful. This alleged situation is also with a woman who is a repeat offender of her own nonsense. Okay, she's lied on another gentleman, in the past. She, when her and Reuben Foster had an issue earlier this year, she said that she lied about that. But yet, and still, they still go together. Okay, they still together, right? They still live together. So it's like, it's toxic. Yeah, it's toxic. And I mean, let's not down talk the toxic. I mean, people know people that, you know what I mean? But hey, listen though.
It's allegedly toxic.
It's allegedly toxic. It's allegedly toxic. Exactly right. He can't play on Monday. So we talking about picking up somebody's drama that can't even play on Monday. So that was my challenge. No, I don't like I don't like the domestic violence. I don't like his gun charge. I don't like his drug charge. I don't like none of his charges. Because at the end of the day, yes, people mess up. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Let's just go ahead and let this be clear for real. Like straight up. There's stuff that I can't do in my job. There's stuff y'all can't do in y'all job. We can't do those same things outside of our job and still have a job on Monday. There's always going to be consequences for your actions. That's for everybody. So you can't just be out here getting locked up and doing stuff and then, okay, but in this case, I guess you can. So my instance was, what message did the Washington Redskins just send? We're tied now for the NFC East. The NFC East position that we had the last time I saw y'all ain't really ours right now. Okay? It's not all safe and secure. So it wasn't like we got this guy because he can suit up on Monday. He might not ever suit up for the Redskins or anybody. So my thing was this. Here we go again. My favorite team, the Washington Redskins. When we're up against a big game in a big moment, and here we are focusing on something that is not going to help the team win on Monday. Talk to me about what's going to happen on Monday. What is the game plan on Monday? Did Colt practice this week? Because he didn't practice. He didn't get a chance to practice last week. So, what they've been doing is Clinton Dix getting up the part? Is he learning the terminology? Is he in there? Is he all right? Is he getting better? He's getting well versed. You know what I'm saying? Our receivers catching the ball and being more agile, being more mobile. Don't be spending time trying to defend picking up someone who is a repeat offender of nonsense. I don't know if any of this stuff is true with the domestic violence. And I'm going to tell you something. I hope it's not. But the reality is this. He's a repeat offender of nonsense. Straight up. And that's not what this football team needs. Because we keep talking about respect. But then you go and lay an egg when you're playing every primetime game. We got a primetime game on Monday. If he can't help us suit up on Monday, then this was unnecessary media attention this week and any other week. You could have waited until he was just a free agent and got through all this mess and picked him up. Okay? And then there's a whole lot of other drama and stuff that's going on besides that. And we always have to get back to a couple of things. What's going to help the Redskins win Monday night? So I was disappointed this week. Because here's the thing, too. Let me say this. It's okay to be disappointed in a person or a place that you love and you care about. So for anybody that might be like, you don't agree. No, I don't agree with the move. But that's my squad and I love them. I got family members. I don't like what they do all the time, but I love them. I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, cool. But this is not what they need. We need to turn the corner where the focus becomes football, and the only media attention that the Redskins are receiving is because they beating the brakes off of people on Sundays at FedEx Field. What's gotten into the Redskins? They beating everybody. They dogging people out there. That's what the type of media attention is needed. We spent it on a dude that ain't even gonna play. Not on Monday anyway. And I hope it works out, because at the end of the day, too, if it does work out, then hey, it's a beautiful glory story for the Redskins. All the Redskins took a chance on him when nobody else did. And now he's a star player. He got his life together. And wow, the Redskins are just a fantastic organization for taking a chance on that young man. That's the hope, right? That's what the end PR story is going to be. But right now, we got to beat the Eagles on Monday. And I ain't got time. Did somebody know if Colt practiced this week? Did he practice? Let me say this real quick, because I've been fussing about the Redskins. I ain't got no time to talk about the Wizards, because guess what? I'm sick of them too. That slipped out. So, can't get too used to things. That slipped out. Sorry. But they not doing nothing right now anyway, but getting on everybody's nerves. But with the Eagles on Monday, in these next 3 minutes, let me say this. This past Sunday when the Eagles played the Giants, and I watched that game, the Eagles, all of their defensive backs are hurt, right? So everybody's like, oh, Odell gonna go off, Saquon gonna go off. No, not really. Because the Eagles still won that game. And I mean, we can talk about why they end up winning, whichever. They are the reigning Super Bowl champions, so they should not be treated lightly. I don't care how many of their players are hurt. It is prime time, which is not good for the Redskins. I'm looking to see a Redskins team that is focused and that understands what is on the line. The season is not over. The season is not over. It's not over. You know, for a minute there when Alex got hurt, I said, oh God, let me just get on out of here. But you know what? The season is not over. There's still hope. We always got hope. You got to hold on to hope. But for real, I think we'll see a better response from Colt McCoy. The team is behind Colt. That is very important for me to share, is that the team is really behind Colt. So Colt can make this happen for sure. For sure. The defense has to be focused. They have to be ready, laser focused. And don't sleep on them at all, no way, shape, or form. Because Cowboys playing a little bit, but we don't need to be dependent on the Cowboys losing to the Saints for us to feel good about us doing anything. The Redskins need to win out, period. At least win out the division. And they got to see the Eagles twice this month. Well, wait a minute. It's not December yet. It's not December till Saturday. But you get what I'm saying. 2 times in December. And they got to see the Giants again, who look like they got a little bit of fire in them. So focus is critical to the success on Monday and understanding what they're up against. My time, I think, is almost just about up. And what I want to close with this. Don't let all this drama in DC with the Wizards and the Redskins make you forget that the Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions, daggone it, and they're playing daggone well. You need to go to a hockey game. Whenever you get down about the Redskins or the Wizards, just go to a Caps game. You'll feel good. I do, because they play well. They play good. And their crowd is always there, and they always hype. So, at any rate, that was my Redskins spiel. They took up all my time this evening. It was so good to be back in the studio with you guys. And I hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope to see you next week.
Sports is what we do. It's the fast track at peak speed, moving across the ice, blockers, hitters, B-team, beatdowns, and knockouts, doubleheaders, playoffs, touchdowns, smackdowns, on the mat or on the track. The spirit of a champion. The triple-double. Make that double front flip. This is what we do.